guys.
Hello.
As you can see, wearing my Indiana Jones hat.
Yes, pardon our light source coming in. What's the light from the first movie? Where he has to hold the medallion up to the...
Oh, yeah. Right? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But it's that.
It's not light. This is my leather-bound journal that Anna got me. It kind of looks like it's the Holy Grail right there. But
yeah, the Holy Grail journal.
Yep.
Yes.
It's Henry Jones Jr.
Yeah, in case you can't tell by the title and the
picture
thumbnail and our intro, this is a spoiler-free review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We're very excited about it. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's getting mixed reviews here and there, and I guess some people are like, oh, it only made this many $1 million in its first week or so. It's just like, didn't making millions used to be a good thing? I don't know. If you don't make billions now, you're just a failure. I don't know.
Every film must be a
and that's
$1 billion.
Oh, it's a franchise.
Hang on. I gotta move Indy.
That's fair.
He's posed precariously next to the melatonin.
That's fair.
Yeah, so we thought we'd add our 2 cents, especially coming from you, because you are a longtime Indiana Jones fan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I also it's just to get on the failure thing for a minute. It's like, to me, a movie making $1,000 in its thing, that's a failure. Any movie that makes over $1 million, I'm sorry, that's not a fucking bomb or a failure. I mean, maybe in some people's eyes, but I'm just like, it made millions of dollars. Plus, it was a holiday weekend last week. Whatever. And yeah, things are a lot different than they were back in the 90s or 80s when 4th of July, there'd be some big movie like Independence Day or something like that where everyone's rushing to the theater to see. I'm just giving you an example.
I know.
There was the big summer blockbuster movie.
Yeah. I'm just that's the prime. I don't think you get more prime example of a 4th of July event movie than Independence Day.
And
that was the 4th of July movie.
With everything streaming.
For us millennials.
From streaming to just the cost of the tickets. Especially if a family wants to go, you got a couple kids and you want to take them to the theater, you're probably spending $50-$60, maybe just on the tickets. That's not including popcorn, candy, anything the little Rugrats would like, and so I think a lot of people, it's just unless they're die hard, like me, Indiana Jones fans, then you're not going to some people may I'll see it on streaming, or there's movies like that. I'm like that sometimes too. It's unless I specifically have an interest in the movie or there's someone in the movie.
Yeah.
Like with The Flash, I was there to see Michael Keaton. If he wasn't in the movie, I probably wouldn't have seen it, to be honest with you.
I did not.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I were not married to you, I would have waited for streaming for Dial of Destiny. That said, however, is getting into the movie, which is I really liked it.
Yeah. I think it was pretty solid. I thought I had my worries going in, but I think it is better than Crystal Skull. So if you didn't like Crystal Skull, it's definitely better than that.
It cleared that bar.
Yeah, you cleared that bar. Yeah. Like I said, to me, it's like a movie comes out this late now, in this time and days. You're never going to top the original trilogy.
No,
you're just not.
No,
and it's just it's very much like if you brought it Back to the Future movie now. I just don't think it would work because it's
been too long.
It's been too long for one thing. Number one, number two, you have to understand that sometimes things are almost like a time capsule, and certain things fit a certain time period. I think that's what people misconstrue sometimes. Is that sometimes movies, especially you get the people who have to write 10-page lists of, here's what's wrong with this movie because, or there's nothing wrong with it and you're just being picky, or understanding that things are dated. But
so speaking on this movie, specifically, we liked it. And stop watching. No. So you want to talk about some of the things that we really liked?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or shall I?
Oh, you can go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the fact that they leaned into Indiana Jones's age. He is an old man. He is it's his last day as an archaeology professor. He is retired, and this is like it's kind of very obviously framed as Indy's last big hurrah, like this mission.
Yeah.
And that's like, you can tell Harrison Ford is appreciating, like, leaning into the fact that he's 80 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's similar to like the last couple of movies that Clint Eastwood has been in, and which he kind of started with Space Cowboys, was that he's acknowledging like, yes, I'm kind of old, and it's
that's
like,
fine.
and that's fine. And I think
it's fine to be old.
There is a thing with Hollywood, and it happens with older women, especially in Hollywood, where you kind of get this kind of like, you're the way old person. No one wants to see you on screen. It's like, I don't think that's fair. I agree. Like, to me, I feel like they handled this better than like being like, look, Stallone and Schwarzenegger are still kicking ass, and it's just like, yeah, you guys are in great shape. There's no denying that.
Harrison Ford, by the way, also in great shape.
He's still in great shape too. But like, at the same time, even if you're in the best shape of your freaking life, if you're 80, you're going to feel things a lot more than you did when you were in your 30s or your 20s. Yeah.
There's still wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, and I think that's what was great about it, is that you saw that with moments. Like, he has moments of, kicking butt like Indy does. But like,
Indy's still badass.
Yeah, but I think there's so many people that, like, I've seen such, like, negative things, and I'm just like, did we watch the same movie? It's like, I can understand, like, there were certain moments or certain lines that were said where I was kind of like, okay, enough of that, but overall, like, I didn't feel like I had a good time in the theater. I think it was a good adventure, and I think the acting was solid. I really thought there was some nice touching moments with Harrison Ford as well. I won't spoil the moments specifically that we're talking about, but I think that there is really, like, one of the things that Anna mentioned before was that, like, one of the things about Indiana Jones is he has a heart. He cares about people, and and he feels it when things happen, bad things happen to people.
Yeah.
I thought the villain was pretty good. We can talk about a little bit without spoiling anything, like how he should have looked after a certain point in the movie. But I'm not going to say there's no flaws in this movie. I'm not going to say it's by any means a perfect movie, by any means. But like I said, I had a good time. I ended up taking a picture with the poster, because I'm like, this is probably the last time I'll ever get to have a picture like that.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Okay.
Do you have something
cool.
to say?
Because you brought it up, and I wanted to chime in on it, which is one of the big high points of the film are the action set pieces. They're really well shot. They're exciting, and they have that feel of, like, of the original trilogy, where these, like, really jam-packed action set pieces, easy for me to say, that, like, kind of make you feel like, oh, this is super dangerous, but also I kind of want to be there, like, as an adventure ride sort of thing.
Yeah.
It has that element to it, which I consider a really important part of the Indiana Jones franchise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the fact that they still had that, they still did it well, that's automatically a point in the film's favor.
Yeah, and it felt like there was at least a lot of heart put into it, for James Mangold, for Harrison Ford, and all that. Like, it didn't feel like a lot of times when either a sequel comes back after a long time, or changes directors, or changes writers, or whatever, there's a tendency to just kind of lazily shoehorn stuff in, or feel like, whatever, who cares about that? Or like just dropping plot points that were important, or just bastardizing the character, or treating the character badly, or whatever. But I felt like there was a good care to this movie, whereas I think that's important, because that's, when you think about the original movies, there was always a lot of love put into them. Or like the original Star Wars, there's a lot of love put into them. Yeah, a lot of fun and adventure and laughter. There's some good funny moments in there too. And that's what an Indiana Jones movie is. It's
eels kind of look like snakes. No, they don't.
Yeah. And it's also been on a personal. It's been nice to see Harrison Ford in interviews. He seems like really grateful.
Yeah.
That everyone's and he's appreciative of everybody that's, and like I said, he's always got that kind of snarky, dry sense of humor that a lot of people think that he's being an asshole, and it's like no, he's just got a dry sense of humor, guys.
Yeah.
But like you can tell, it really means a lot to him to be able to come back and do this one last time, and like I said, especially I think that's the thing as you get older, especially I've seen this with a lot of men. I've seen this with my father a little bit too. Is like you start to be more emotional as well in terms of like. Because emotionally open, yeah. You're not having those guarded, like, oh, I'm a tough man, I can't show my emotion, And I think that's honestly, I wish men didn't have to wait till they were old to do that. Like that's more of a societal thing there. But
and I feel like that's changing in newer generations.
It does, yeah. A
good thing.
Yeah, but I think I always like, so I think that's cool to see him in reviews, just really like, obviously passionate about it.
He's just really like he's still believable and fun and charismatic in the role. It's a.
I don't know if he did the point at all. Did you see him do the point? The Harrison Ford point. I'm trying to think if he did or not. Yeah. I was so enthralled with the movie that
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I'd have to watch it again.
I will spoil something in our spoiler-free review, just because I was so surprised when it happened. Antonio Banderas is here.
Yeah.
Did anyone else know that Antonio Banderas was going to be in this movie? Because
I vaguely remembered him being listed on the cast list when it first was being put together, but I had actually, until we started watching the movie, I had forgotten that he was in it. I'm like, oh.
His character was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was cool. And Salah comes back, John Rice Davies' character. He's in it for a little bit, so I won't spoil the other thing from the end.
No, we will not.
That's a nice moment.
Yes.
Ties things together, but
we will not.
Yeah,
yes,
but
this is spoiler free.
Yeah, but I think
Mads Mikkelsen, by the way, plays the villain, and he's clearly like
loving it. Yeah.
Yes, hamming it up.
There's also this really
just
big
the way
guy,
he like glides in and out of scenes, and just be like, "Oh, hello, you have the thing. Thank you."
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and there's also this really big henchman guy. Like the way they filmed him, he just looks like a friggin' giant every time he comes into the scene.
It feels like because you were mentioning it in the theater. It feels like every time this man walks on screen, he grows.
Yeah, like he just gets bigger and bigger. Like, it's like, oh god,
like he is gigantic.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
So yeah, I think overall it's the Helena character was handled well. I think the character who plays her father in the flashback, who you might remember the actor, he was in The Winter Soldier and Captain America and all that. Toby.
Oh, things I should have looked up before we started
filming. What the hell, Anna? This is just like when I do movie things and I have to look things up.
Toby Keith?
No, that's a country singer.
That is like way off. I'm sorry.
I know his first name is Toby. His first name is Toby. Anyway, I think Anna pointed out, and I think that's kind of what I think that. Had the actor who played Marcus been alive, I think they probably would have tied him into the story because his character is very similar.
It's pretty obvious that Basil, the character, is a stand-in for Marcus.
Yeah, so I think people who might have a problem with the Helena character would be a little more accepting. I think if it was Marcus, but this
you do what you
can with this thing, And at the same time, for me personally, I told Anna,
he got lost in his own museum.
Yeah, as I told Anna, I said, despite its flaws, Crystal Skull, like, I honestly have liked every single Indiana Jones movie that's come out. Some more than others, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, like, I've never come out, like, of one and just been, like, I hated every minute of it. And I didn't have a good time at all. Like, I can never say that about an Indiana Jones movie. Some people might be able to say that, but me personally, I've always gone to these and, like, had a freaking blast. And I had a blast with this one, too. So... I liked it a lot better than I thought I was going to, so that was pleasantly surprising. So,
yay. I also had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I feel like I can recommend the movie.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so get out and see it. Let it make more millions, and people can stop calling it a flop. All right, cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Just our spoiler-free review of Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny, and like and subscribe, and watch my hour-long podcast from yesterday if you want. If you want.
Yeah.
You could.
You could put it on in the background while you do your chores.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just listen and hear me talk forever. And then, and if you want to check out some comedy, go over to Adam and Anna. We just posted 2 new shorts today. Give those a watch and like and subscribe to that too. All right, guys, have a good day.
Plugging all the things. Good job, you. All right.
Get used to this thing.
Yay, bye.
Have a good day.